All right, I got a very quick but powerful training for you today, and that is on how to write hooks, how to stand out in a 3-second world. If you've thought getting attention, getting engagement on your social media posts was difficult already right now, it's only going to get more difficult with AI coming on the scene, the ability to mass produce content. You may have already discovered that engagement is going down. And I think that that's probably just a function of the sheer volume that is, flooding the social media platforms. And so, we're going to have to get better, creating better quality, getting better at the skill of capturing attention. Attention is the new oil. And finding ways to reach our ideal people. And so writing hooks and headlines and learning the skill of copywriting is one of those skill sets. And if, instead of learning all of copywriting, I think headline writing is like the 20% skill that yields 80% of the results. And so, a couple days ago, I shared this post here or on Monday, and I talked about how we generated 87 high-quality leads from one post using the 9-word hook framework. And then I just created a cheat sheet and a mini class. This is the mini class. So let's see if we can get it at 7 minutes. Okay, and the post that we used to generate this was the 87 leads. We did this one. I'm giving away our $1 million community funnel and email automations. Do you want it? A few extra words. It's not quite a 9-word hook, but Dean Jackson made famous the 9-word email. And it's basically just, direct response at its finest, where you're saying something and eliciting a response from your ideal people. Now, I've done many of these types of posts before. You've probably seen them. It's part of a strategy for, one, creating cool stuff that people want and giving it away, and being able to start conversations with people who might be your ideal clients. And so these kinds of posts they might be called 2-step posts. There's probably a couple other names for them, but it's like, if you want this, comment below. I'm going to give it to you. And also, be able to start a conversation and see if, maybe I can help you further than just whatever the free thing is. So these are very important part of the, content marketing game, and being able to identify who your ideal clients are. One caveat to this is if you do not have an audience, then doesn't matter how good your hook is if nobody can hear it. And so you have to have a way of generating leads and growing your audience regardless. Whatever the platform isn't, as important. We focus on Facebook and Instagram primarily, and we do that through organic and paid ads. So let's get into the training, but this is the idea. This is how we did it. And the short training on this that I'm just going to explain is why this is important. Well, headline writing or hook writing is, it's a skill, and copywriters, fun fact, copywriters will spend 50% or more of their time on the first line of copy or the headline, and then they'll spend the other 50% writing everything else. Because think about it, if somebody isn't hooked and captured by your attention in the first 3 seconds, they're not going to read the rest of the, document, post, article, ad. It's the most important piece. And so the headline or the hook is, needs to capture attention. And there's some ingredients that make a good hook that I'll share with you today. Another interesting stat I thought was interesting and a, insight into our time in the world. But 68% of Americans only read the headlines before making an opinion. And that's very interesting. I mean, it's probably why we have a lot of people who think that they know everything about, about everything. But an interesting stat would show that most of them have only read the headlines and only read headlines before making an opinion. So, from a copywriting perspective, if you're sharing content, 68% of the people are probably just going to read the headline or the first few lines and make an assumption and make an opinion. So it's vitally important. And I want to help you in this video, give you some tools to get better at writing them. So, so what is it? Very simply, it's a short sentence that captures the attention of your ideal client and ideally repels the rest. So it draws in people that you're trying to attract and it repels the rest. And this is where, if you get haters on your ads, it's probably a sign you're doing it right. You're repelling the people who aren't a fit. Okay, so how do we do this? And we talk about 6 hook amplifiers. I actually learned this from Dan Bolton, great marketer and coach, and the 6 hook amplifiers. So these are kind of like the ingredients. If you're going to bake a cake, that you need the certain ingredients to make that cake. And when it comes to writing good copy or good hooks, there are certain ingredients. And those ingredients are these 6. So if you can make sure that you're focusing on one person, one problem, you don't know how long I perseverated on adding this one little and. I'm giving away our $1 million community funnel. I was like, should I end it there? Or should I put and email automations, or should I just be funnel? Like these take time to write. What's that good quote? It's like, sorry for my long letter. I didn't have enough time to make it shorter, right? And so these are short, but you want to spend time writing them, okay? And so they're focused on one person, one problem. There's a result. Outcome or result oriented. It's tangible. So this is where if you say a blueprint, a framework, a cheat sheet, a mini course, these are things that make it more real. If you can add some polarization to it, I'll tell you this, I'm always a little bit uncomfortable talking about money claims or sharing, how much when it comes to money stuff online. I don't know, feels uncomfortable, feels vulnerable for me to share it, but also, hey, that was a cool win for us. And for some, it's probably polarizing, right? Like to see that or to read that. Something that's unique will often capture attention. And then if you can add a time-bound element to it, again, it will make it feel more real and more tangible. So if you look at these, you don't have to add all of them, but typically the more that you add, the better the hook will be, the more tangible it will feel. And the better it will be. And so if you look at these, you can kind of see where, which ones I added and how I made these work. So I'm at 8 minutes. I'm a little bit over the 7 minutes that I said in this here. That's another little secret. I shot this video, I made this post and then I shot the training for it. If nobody wanted this, I might not have shot it. But anyways, in the sake of time and delivering on what I said I would do, the one last thing I'll mention is now, how do you get better at this? This is a skill. You got to practice it. So practice creating your own version of this. Share it in the community. Would love to see these coming up. And get some hands raised, start some conversations. And this is something that you should be doing at least once a week to generate conversations and opportunities. So let me know underneath this video, what was your biggest takeaway? What'd you learn? What'd you like? What did you need to hear in this video? It's not about what's taught, it's about what's caught. So, write it down, capture what you learned in the comments below. And thanks for being here. I'll see you later. Have a great weekend.